There are 5 fundamental rules for an effective metric. But first, you need to gain your leadership agreement on what risks to measure. And second, you need to identify the data that you will need to create a metric. Once you have those two, you have basically 5 fundamental rules. Rule number 1 being selecting informative measures that represent actionable outcomes that you can implement and inform your leadership. So what that means to you, that means that you need to measure something not for the sake of measurement, but you need to have an action to it. For example, patch management is a very common metric. Not only measure how many patches a particular subnet or list of servers have, but put some action in terms of priority. How many of those are in critical and high systems versus medium systems? How many are production or non-production? That would be something that is actionable, and you put that time frame. The aging of the patch also would influence if it is exploitable or not exploitable. Basically, you can drive not only the metric, but you can drive actions out of the metric to improve your security program. Number 2, research other metrics out there, other subject matter experts that have been measuring cybersecurity and reporting on it. Just do not reinvent the wheel if you don't have to. So research there, Google, discuss with your peers among the industry, and see if there's something that you can reuse as well. That usually don't come easy. It's not the first thing you come up in your mind to do that, but that is one of the fundamental rules. Number 3, keep the math simple and clear. Do not overcomplicate, because what's going to happen is you will get questioned about your metric. What about this? Why this measure versus the other measure? And if you stumble in the explanation, you will having a problem in explaining, period. So keep it simple and clear that is understandable by everyone when you look at the metric. Number 4, develop a standard reporting and also a format and also a governance reporting methodology. So once you have that, you put in this standard format, who are you going to give that report to? Who has the next action item? Is that to your leadership? Is that a governing body that you're going to report to, or is it just your boss? You need to make sure that you understand that and you document what is the governance process that you're going to provide this reporting to, and also, keep the reporting format consistent throughout. Number 5, keep consistency and allow your measurements to mature. It is simple, but it's very tricky because we want perfection right off the gate. Abstain from that. Your measurements will mature over time because you will get more accurate data points. You will have more data points and you have more visibility in your environment. Just allow it to mature over time. And a bonus one that I'll give it to you. So those are the 5 one, and a bonus rule for you is the fact that you need to gain buy-in from your stakeholders. So when you create of this, right, socialize with your stakeholders. And these stakeholders, what I mean is the people that will receive your metrics, receive your measurements. So in essence, your leadership. Socialize with them. Make sure they understand. Make sure they are interested in this particular measure versus the other. That will be a lifesaver for you because you're not going to have to redo the whole thing or just throw away. So that is a bonus measurement, a bonus rule for you to add to your assets, your toolbox, if you will. And then again, reviewing those 5, just want to make sure that is clear. Select informative data points that you can turn that into an action. Research other subject matter experts, other people in the industry that have done this before prior to you, and you have some basis to develop your program instead of reinventing from scratch. 3, keep the math simple and clear. Number 4, develop a standard reporting, and a standard reporting is structure like a governance model. And number 5, keep consistent on how you report this. Your measurements allow it to mature over time, and your bonus, of course, again, the buy-in from your stakeholders. That will improve your metrics and measuring program.